fact of hair, giving birth to live young, being warm-blooded, what else do all mammals have in common? Dimethyltryptamine. That's right. Every mammal on this planet is a dimethyltryptamine being. We have dimethyltryptamine in our body right now. Each and every one of you do. Every mammal on this planet has dimethyltryptamine in it. And in humans, it covers our nerve endings, just like in mice. So you would not feel anything, ever, without DMT. Your nerves wouldn't work. I would not be able to feel my good friend Meryl right here. I would not feel the ground beneath my feet. I would feel nothing at all of a physical nature if it were not for dimethyltryptamine. Pretty curious. So, way back when, God took a lizard. Reptiles don't have DMT in them. God took a lizard, basically, and said, I'm giving you DMT. And that lizard started to sprout hair. Its scales kind of turned into hair. And there's like little rodents running around. Still kind of a scaly tail, a little bit. But, these hairy lizards, they have DMT in them. God's like, there's a lot of potential here. A lot of potential. These hairy ones that I put the DMT in. What is DMT? Anybody know? I mean, physically, what is it?
Crystal.
It's a crystal! Oh my god! That's what a coincidence. When you extract DMT from plants or other sources, it's a crystal. So, God had a lot of fun with this one. It's like, okay, I'm really going to evolve these ones because you know what? I can see that these ones have a greater potential to express who and what I actually am. A thinking being that is creative, that is playful, that is extraordinary intelligence. It is very sensitive. So God was playing with this evolutionary theme for quite some time, and dinosaurs, push-up. These mammals, these are the hot ones. So these mammals are getting more and more sophisticated as God is growing up. As God is growing up, these mammals are getting more sophisticated. God's been working on this for billions of years. Spent a long time making the heaven, making the universe, so that God could start evolving itself on this planet. And then, finally, working with these mammals, especially the mammals, it's like, let's give them a little personality. See how that feels. Let's make this one an asshole. Let's see what that one does. That one's really nice. This one's neurotic. Start giving, the personality is starting to develop in species and animals, right? Your dog has a nice personality, right? Well, maybe not your dog. Other animals have personalities, just like we do. Sometimes they're mean, sometimes they're really nice, sometimes they're a little too sweet, There's a lot of different kinds of personalities out there. So this is important because it's really important to understand that personality is not ego. Ego is something different. There's something different going on with ego. So your personality is not your ego. Your ego is not your personality. That's really important to understand. So anyway, at a certain level of sophistication, God introduced a new energetic program into the system, and God called it the ego. Now this was a necessary program, because as much as we love our cats and our dogs and all the other animals that share this beautiful, 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 beautiful planet with us, they're not self-aware. They're not self-aware in the way that we are. They're beautiful, they're wonderful, we love them. They are God. But they're not self-aware. Which is the point of existence, is to be self-aware. If there is any being that is self-aware, surely it is God. I am. God knows that God exists. God is perfectly self-aware. Now, if God is going to evolve a living being that can properly embody its infinite capability, that being must, by definition, be self-aware. If that being is to embody the consciousness of God, it must be self-aware, because God is self-aware. So, an energetic program is introduced into consciousness called the ego. And the ego is the function that says, hey, that's me. The ego is what allows us to be self-aware. But, here's the thing. It's fundamentally an illusion. So that makes it really difficult. It's an illusion, yet it exists. So through the ego, we became self-aware, self-conscious, that we exist, that we're here, and that we can think about it, and we can, God, why am I here? What is the nature of all this? And then we went and tried to answer that, so we invented endless numbers of religions, and we did invent them, I can guarantee you, we invented them. There are experiences, there are kernels of truth within various religions around the world, and you can see them. Kernels, let's be really specific about this, there are kernels of truth. And there is a huge amount of fantasy that's added into those little kernels of truth. Come up with all these stories about what's real, what's not real, and what's the purpose, and heaven and hell, and sin, and salvation, and soul, and no soul, and all that. And that's because of the ego. That's because the ego exists. The ego says, whoa, I'm here. What the hell is going on? Where did I come from? Where am I going? You know, animals don't think that. They don't sit around thinking, where did I come from? Where am I going? They're just thinking, hey, I'm a cat. Yeah, feed me, pet me, meow. You know, they're not thinking those questions. So you see, the ego allowed us to have that experience. But in order to experience yourself as an individual, you also have to experience that the rest of it is not you. And that is what allows me to exercise my free will. I'm thirsty. How do I satisfy that? Find water. Does water exist inside me? No. That's not my physical body. Ah, here is water. I will drink it. I am satisfied.
Yeah, but animals do that. They find water and food.
Yeah, but animals don't think it exists outside my body. They're just running around. They're just running around with like an energetic impulse of like, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. Ah, satisfaction. Okay, what's next? Right? Because we can think, I can think, well, I want to drink water, but you know, maybe I shouldn't drink it out of a plastic bottle because that might contain bad chemicals. So maybe I should use a glass. But then again, where did the water that's in that glass way that a cat never would? Yes, sir.
How do you know what animals think?
Well, I don't. I'm just going off the evidence. There's no evidence that animals think anything like what I'm describing. So since there's no evidence, I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption. It is an assumption. It's absolutely an assumption. But since there's no evidence, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, that's cool for me. Yeah?